Hey guys, Andre here, and in this video we're going to be talking about the greatest free hunting book that has ever been written. This is a clip from our upcoming podcast, which launches on the 20th of November. That is this Monday. Go into the description, click on the link to sign up for the email list so that you will be notified when the podcast drops. We're trying to make as big a splash as possible. This podcast features stories from the rich history of hunting from all over the place, and we're really looking forward to digging in with you guys on the podcast. Check it out. Roll the content.
Creme de la creme.
Okay.
This is the cream of the crop right here. This is the best book that you can get for free about hunting, and I'm convinced if you have a different opinion, you're wrong. You're wrong. This is the greatest book, and it is Hunting with the Bow and Arrow by Saxton T. Pope, published in 1923. Now, this was, which you just mentioned, the cold open for episode 1, talking about Ishi. This book is incredible, absolutely incredible. So the long and short of it is Ishi was the last Yana Indian, and he comes out of the wild in 1911. And against all odds, because his horrible, bloody history with the white man, he befriends Saxton T. Pope and then begins to show him everything that he's ever known about hunting, all of the Indian ways from his tribe's people that has been passed down generation to generation, how to make bows, how to make arrows, how to flint knap broadheads, small broadheads from flint and obsidian, how to do all of these things, and then the techniques on how to use it all.
Don't give it away.
Well, I know, but there is literally so much in this book. I cannot give it away.
Tell them about a cool technique that you learned from this book.
A cool technique I learned from this book.
You were getting ready to try it the other day. We saw this doe come across from an empty field.
Oh, that's actually not from this book. That's a Warren Womack trick.
Okay.
I was shout out Warren Womack. It's called drop a leaf, kill a deer. That's the technique.
Drop a leaf,
and we will have more on that to come. So the rest of this book, it gets into the history of Ishi. Then it talks about all of the techniques for building bows. He meticulously whittled bows out of trees, how to find the right tree, the right type of wood, which there's a huge traditional archery Boyer community out there that if you've not read this book, excellent. And all the techniques, they might not necessarily apply, but to see how things were done. And then Saxton T. Pope and Arthur Young, from the fame of Pope and Young, they tried these things. They made their own bows, and then they went out and hunted, and they learned all this stuff from Ishi. And so a lot of this is Saxton's opinions on hunting. There's a lot of philosophy around hunting that he gets into, that he was an opinionated dude. And I don't necessarily agree with all of his thoughts. One of them that he agrees with in the book is, this is the quote, "Does ain't deer." I firmly disagree.
We are against that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, does are definitely deer, and you should absolutely pack your freezer full of them every year. But then he gets into a lot of stories on hunting small game, deer, mountain lions, bear. He's one of the biggest bear hunting with a bow pioneers, him and Arthur Young. They go into Yellowstone and begin the first hunting campaigns in Yellowstone.
To be able to do that again?
Yeah, they kill, and he tells the story of the monarch of the mountains.
The monarch of the mountains?
It's the king bear.
The king bear.
Or as they say in Arkansas, bar.
Bar. King Bar.
Yeah.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
They try to tell you that they're from Texas, but they're not.
Wow.
They're from Arkansas.
Yep, Arkansas.
Why is it Arkansas and not Arkansas? Why, America? Why?
Yeah, so he gets into it, and then it's just extremely poetic. The whole book is just a fun read. You can absolutely tell he's deeply passionate about hunting, where he was not a hunter before, but Ishi converted him. He didn't have a history of that, and he just picks it up. He was Ishi's doctor. And he's they struck up a friendship, and they're hey, you want to go hunting?
Which, incredible. Again, I can't say this enough. Go back and listen to episode number 1, because the end of that story it's just gut-wrenching
Yeah.
and beautiful. And,
I shed a tear when I read it the first time. I was moved.
It moved me. Like,
Yeah.
I was listening to it, you reading it, and then the discussion after. I'm just thinking, like, wow,
Epic.
epic.
Truly epic. And so I wanted to read an excerpt from that book. It's very short, but it's Saxton's synopsis of bow hunting.
Mm-hmm.
So here it goes. Here we have a weapon of beauty and romance. He who shoots with a bow puts his life energy into it. The force behind the flying shaft must be placed there by the archer. At the moment of the greatest strain, he must draw every sinew to the utmost. His hand must be steady, his nerves under absolute control, his eye keen and clear. In the hunt, he pits his well-trained skill against the instinctive cunning of his quarry. By the most adroit cleverness, he must approach within striking distance, and when he speeds his low, whispering shaft and strikes his game, he has won by the strength of arm and nerve. It is a noble sport.
Wow. Look at that.
I mean, he summed it up pretty good.
I know. That was really awesome.